All right, everybody. I'm getting my parts together to go over to James's house. We're going to do a little fix on my Baja bug to get ready for the Mojave road. We are my pulley for the alternator does not quite, or the belt doesn't quite hit it very well. I'll show you better when we get the car over there and everything. But we're going to fix that. We're going to put a trailer hitch on there so that way I could use my hitch mount hammock for the trip to sleep in. Yeah, it should be fun. All right, this is gonna be a good one. James fabricating, me goofing off. Should be fun. First thing we gotta do is get this car out of here. Wow, that ground squirrel's done. Break an ankle on that thing. I hate ground squirrels. There's the beast. Yeah, she's kind of a cutie, isn't she? So I'm gonna be living out of this car for like, oh, I don't know, 3 days. Should be fun, out in the Mojave Desert. I'm really excited for it. I haven't done anything like that for a long time. And I feel like I need it. A little break from everything. Oh, that's not cool. All right, there's the car. Let's get this thing out of here. Well, I made it to James's house and he's sending off one of his customers' cars he just finished. And we can't get it on the trailer. So we're about to do some sketchy shit. It worked. Fuck. I wanted to see some excitement. Now you're good. So what we're doing today, you see my alternator, the belt barely kisses that pulley. And what happens when this thing starts to take a dump, or I have a lot of, my headlights on and all that stuff, it starts to spin right here. This doesn't turn, and it melts the belt and breaks it, and leaves me without headlights and without a alternator while I'm way out in the desert. So we want to rectify this before we go do the Mojave Road, which is what we're planning on doing in like a month. We're doing this Mojave Road trip. And on top of doing that repair, we are going to make a hitch somewhere in this zone so that I can have my hammock there. That's where I'm gonna be sleeping. I'm living off of this car right here. Oh, here, there's James. Hi, James.
Of Lee's VW YouTube channel.
So James drilled out these holes here. We're gonna put some helicoils in there. See the helicoils? See the James? See the helicoils?
Not the same thing. It's about the same.
And then we're gonna use this all thread to try to find a distance out for the alternator to sit, so we can get another pulley up in here to help get a better wrap around the alternator pulley. So the helicoils are in there. Now we're going to take and use this all thread so we know how we can, adjust the length of what we want sticking out, because we want this alternator to come stick out way out here somewhere. That's what we're doing next.
We're going to film Lee doing some work.
Yeah!
And the reason I like to use all thread as basically as our setup process is because you can thread this in here, and then we can have all of them in there, and then the alternator can slide on and off multiple times. You can change the lengths, everything we need, and then we'll get the bolt height from there.
We gotta clean these up first. Right. All right, so we got the alternator kind of mocked up on here. You can see how much of a how much more space we need away from the case to get this to work. So this belt was not going around that pulley at all. So we're going to add this pulley in here to make that belt have a little bit more wrap around the alternator, and hopefully this will stop this from spitting off belts all the time. So yeah, we got to fabricate this piece here, which James is setting up to do right now, and then we're going to put a spot to bolt the pulley on somewhere on this little spacer, and there's going to be spacers on all three of those, and then we'll order the bolts that will fit here so we can get rid of this all thread and have some nice grade 8 bolts. So James is setting up the lathe right now. There's the bit he's going to use to drill the hole. What's doing right now?
We're just facing off the end so a nice smooth machine surface to keep the machine surface on the motor. So it's perfectly flat.
So he's taking the end from being, something like this and making it a perfectly flat machine surface so that when it goes up against the side of the motor, it's flat against flat. Looks like we got a visitor. Hi, Doug.
What's up, Lee?
How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good. This is Doug, another one of James's friends.
I'm not your friend?
Well, I guess you could be my friend too. But here's his car. What are you up to?
Just hanging out, driving.
Did you go out to the desert last weekend, or is that who?
No, just got to fix it this week.
What was wrong with it?
The rear.
Oh, that's right. The hub.
Yeah, finally fixed it.
What was? Did you find anything that was like deeper that was wrong with it?
No, just owner error.
Oh, did you find something you did wrong? On our last trip, his hub kind of fell apart on us, and it was fun getting it back. We sat out in the desert for a couple hours. I did while they went back to get his truck. It's fun.
Left you a lot of beer though.
Yeah. Cool.
Pick it up and wash.
So here's the finished product. We got one spacer, alternator spacer. I mean, looks pretty bitchin' to me. What do you guys think? I'm gonna go put this on while James is working on making the other ones. right, so here's our first spacer. I'm gonna put it in this one just so you can see it good. Uh-oh.
You got those. They did rip through that. I got when you get in there. That's not coming out. Is it a jump floor? The only thing you might want to buy is try to find that same thing with a big
Just like that, but with 3 of them.
How do you know?
There is the alternator on with all 3 spacers. It's locked in there nice and tight. It's not loose. So now we need to put a tab here into the wheel to mount this wheel to, or this pulley to, like so. All right, we're getting pretty close. There's a little bracket that James just whipped up here. The pulley will be somewhere in this general area. So in order to have it lined up, we're making some spacers for behind that bolt there. And James is whipping that up right now, right here. Viewers okay with that?
I sure hope so.
Let's see that spacer, James. Oh, that's excellent. Look at that.
It's actually
it's really nice.
It's just getting caught in there. It's all in there. Yeah, it's amazing.
There's our fancy pulley. Whee! Whee! Oh, it's all in there pretty, but we can't find a belt to fit it. So I'm running to Bouquet Auto to see if I can get a belt. So here's the moment of truth. We're going to start up the car. You see the mount that James made here. He also happened to make a trailer hitch receptacle for me for my. Uh-oh, it's covering my license plate.
No, it's not.
For my hammock mount. You see the pulley go down when he starts?
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got James over here trying out the old hammock mount. Look at that. Hey, how sick is that?
Pretty rad. I'm not gonna lie.
Just hanging off the back of my car.
It's pretty legit. Oh my gosh. I mean, it takes up like half the desert, but
How would your tent not take up that much space?
The suspension's holding it up fine too.
Told you. All right, well, I think that was a success. That guy, James, right there, that guy made this beautiful mount right there for an extra pulley, because this was burning my belt when I turned my headlights and stuff on. It would spit my belt off. And he did a little hitch for my cool hammock for our camping trip out of Baja Bugs. I don't know where I'm gonna put anything like an ice chest or anything, because I got no room in this car. Nope. Where am I gonna put tent, sleeping bag? Where is any of that gonna go? No clue. Should be fun though. That's it for today. We're gonna go to a little barbecue and chill out. Have a good one. Bye, James.
What are you doing? Oh. You filming me?
Show him what we take the picture, you and I.